Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to tell you how to easily get a rolling shot. So before I say anything, I just want to say please be safe while doing this because it might get dangerous if you just maybe hang out pretty much half the body out the car. I've seen that happen before and I just want to say please be safe because it is very dangerous. Alright, now the tip I'm going to give you is that try to find a dual lane road that has maybe about 40 to 50 miles an hour speed limit. So that speed is a sweet spot for rolling shots because it can give you a very blurry everything else and a very sharp car, and that way you can get a very sweet rolling shot. That can be a road like try to find one that's at least over a mile long because that gives you enough time to actually take a lot of shots, so then you can maybe pick out the best ones later on. So just try to find a dual lane road that is about 40 to 50 miles an hour and you'll have a pretty good rolling shot from there. All right, the second tip is that you really want to put your camera in shutter priority mode. That way you can really control the shutter and the camera would decide pretty much everything else that it needs to decide for you to get a properly exposed shot. So what you want to do is just this one, the dial on top of the camera, just turn it until you have shutter priority right there. On Canon, it's going to be called TV. I don't know about Nikon or Sony, but for Canon, it's TV mode. So what you want to do is you want to set the shutter speed to about half the speed limit you're going at. So after that, you just want to hold down the shutter halfway, and the camera would focus based on the light level. So as you can see, the middle box right there is flashing. That means camera decided the aperture was 1.8, and that's right for this scenario. So based on your camera, it was f1.8. But if you are to be in an outside condition like you would be for a rolling shot, the camera would decide anything from f18 to f22. The next thing is the ISO. You really want to shoot the put the ISO at as low as possible. For me, it's 100. So just click the ISO button and just go to 100. The reason for that is 100 ISO is going to give you the least amount of grain possible in your photo because you don't want grain while taking a rolling shot. You want it as smooth as possible. The third tip is you really want to put the camera in center focus mode. What I mean by that is every camera has a focus spot that it chooses for you. That's automatic selection. But you can manually select which area of the frame the camera focuses on. And for Canon cameras, there's a dedicated button for that. That's located right here. These zoom buttons right here. So you want to press the right zoom button and it'll bring up this selection. So you want to just now scroll through that with your shutter button, shutter wheel. And that way you can select the area that you want to, focus on. So this is automatic selection. The moment you start scrolling, it'll be on the center focus. So that's what you want for your rolling shot. The reason for that is when you put the camera in center focus, the camera would focus only what's in the center. So ideally what you want to do is just hang the camera outside of the car and point the camera generally where you think the car is. Like you can see the car, so point it generally at the location the car is. That way it'll be more in focus as opposed to automatic selection or any other area for focus, because when you put it in center, the car is in position and you can move the camera around in just a little bit, and so you can put the car in the center of the frame and the camera would then pick up the car and focus very easily. Now, the fourth tip is that you really want to focus on your car, and it can be very hard when you're just you can't really see the car that much, or you're not sure about the location, or you don't know if the camera is picking up the car or not. So in those situations, what you want to do is you want the fastest focus speed possible, because you and the car are both moving, so it's quite hard to focus. So what you want to do is whatever lens you have, you want to choose a very wide lens, like an 18 millimeter or 24 millimeter, so that way you can get the entire car in frame quite easily. And then after that, you want to put your focus type. For Canon, it's called one shot. You want to put the focus type in one shot. what that is that the camera would just focus, and that's where it stays after it focused. It doesn't, modify the focus or anything like that. The reason for that is that after it focuses, you can hit the shutter button and the camera snaps the picture. So you can quite easily do that multiple times and then later pick out the best ones from there. One shot is really helpful because your camera is much faster than you. So some people like to do it in manual focus, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're going so fast and it's very hard to actually focus on time. So just put it in one shot or just one time focus, and after that the camera will just focus for you and you're good to go. All right, now the very last tip that I want to give you is that how to safely take the rolling shot, how to not drop your camera and all that. So basically, what you want to do is you want a driver car and a driver that's going to drive you for the rolling shot, and then you're going to be sitting in the front passenger seat. After you're there, put the seatbelt on so that you're safe. Then when the car you're trying to shoot at is on the side, so what you want to do is roll down the windows, and then if you have a camera strap, just put the camera strap on, and with your left hand, you're just gonna hold on to the camera strap, and then with your other hand, you're gonna hold on to the camera as tight as you can, and also hold on to the strap very tight so that you don't drop it. So you're then with your right hand, the camera hand, you're gonna put the camera outside of the car while the windows is rolled down, so you have plenty of space. You're going to turn your body around as much as you can with the seatbelt on, and then put the camera outside and point it at the general direction of the car. And try not to get the body of your car in frame. So point it generally towards the car that you're trying to shoot at. That's where the center focus comes into play, because since you're pointing at the car you're trying to shoot, it's very hard to get you're probably not going to get the body of your car in focus, so you can later crop that out. And since you're using a very wide lens, that's gonna include a lot of area, so the shooting car, like the car you're trying to shoot, that's gonna be very easily in frame and very easy to focus on because of that center mode. And so this is how you should do it. Camera strap, left hand. So let's say the front of the car is that way. The window is right here. The window of the car, you roll it down. So you hold the camera strap and hold the camera with your right hand. Then turn your body around as much as you can, and look towards that car that you're trying to shoot. Then put the camera outside of the door like this. So this is the front, and that's the back of the car. So you're like this, like outside. You can go a little lower. That gives you a better angle for the car. So you go a little lower, and then point the camera with your hand towards the car you're trying to shoot, and then just hold down the shutter and hear for that beep, and then once you hear that beep, hit shutter. Then do that multiple times. Don't put your camera in rapid burst mode, like where it snaps a lot of pictures quickly. Don't do that, because the car might move in the time frame that it takes for your camera to shoot the car. Like some higher end cameras can snap a lot of pictures at once, but for me it is very slow, so the car might move a little bit. So I might be out of focus. So that's why I continuously hold down the shutter for every single shot and then snap a picture. That means the camera is focusing every single time I'm taking one picture. So that way I have better chance of finding a picture later on that's in focus and very sharp, and everything else is very blurry and looks like it's going backward. So left hand, camera like this, your face like body turned around, and you're shooting like that, a little lower or higher depending on what you want, but you ideally want to go lower, so that gives a better angle for the car. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please leave a like or a comment down below on what you think, and let me know if it works for you, and thank you for watching.